Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Becoming a Cop live version. Donovan's dancing already. Donovan's in a good mood. Way to dance, Donovan. And did you want to put on a show? A little bit of show?
I'm good.
All right, man. Tonight's episode is going to be really cool. Although, Black Rob is not here tonight. No Black Rob.
No Black Rob.
Supposedly he's doing police work. Right?
Yep. And Ken said it was vacation tonight, and I told him, no, we've got listeners who want to hear from us.
Yeah, I was going to take a vacation day. I said, I'm going to take the day off. And Donovan said, no. And so here we are.
Done the show by myself.
You know, Donovan's really cool because he comes in the last minute a lot of times because I've got my plate full. I've got things going on and I've got shows that I have to produce. And, sometimes I run out of time. But Donovan is here. Tonight is actually Donovan's show.
I'm going to run the controls, so it's going to be like a gorilla pounding the keyboard over here, trying to get the videos to roll. So bear with me, everyone.
So if you're here, say hello. I'm going to do this one time. Doggone it. I don't know what's going on.
But we don't have it. Hold on here. Just do this, Ken.
So annoying.
Calm down for a second.
So annoying.
All right, here, let's just do this.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Tell me.
Everyone. All right, now do it, Ken.
Okay. But that's not what? Oh wait, no, chat. I'm on chat.
Yeah.
Why isn't it?
Oh, there we go. This one. Oh, we just did it together. Go do it again. I'll stay away from it. See?
Why?
Because there was no chats in there, so it's got to throw something up. So it just throws up nothing. The samples.
Why doesn't it? Excuse us, folks, as we figure this out.
Ken's taking this for a test drive. So if anyone wants to throw a comment in there to show him that your comment will pop up, he'll be happy.
It's weird because it used to just show up on the side, and now it's not showing up on the side somehow. Let me see here. That's not it. That's interesting.
Everyone, I thought we had a system that worked great. Obviously, Ken doesn't believe so.
I thought that was funny, man. Okay, anyways. So there's the chat. It's down there. So hello everyone. Hello. Anyways, Donovan is going to take the helm tonight. I'm going to be the water boy, and Ken
didn't give me a graphic. He didn't give me a thumbnail. He didn't give me nothing.
I know. So Donovan is on the hook tonight to shine and make everybody excited about the show.
And Ken's drinking his, I believe, coconut water.
This is I can't advertise, but it's protein drink.
Oh, all right. And Lauren must have just hopped on, didn't hear the whole thing about Black Rob.
You didn't hear about Black Rob? He's not here tonight. Lauren, what's happening?
He felt his job was more important than this.
He did. He felt like doing police work was whatever important.
Where he gets his spray
tans, man. There's been a rumor that Black Rob has spray tans, and I thought we were going to ask him about that, but he's not here. No, he's actually calling in sick tonight because he's doing police work instead of being here, which I think that's kind of a weak excuse. Mm-hmm. But
Ken's going to dock him a week's pay.
Yeah, because if you're going to miss the podcast, you should just the only excuse for that is if you die, and then if you die, you need to give us like 48 hours notice.
Yeah, death is a good excuse.
That's it. Is it though? Really? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're really dead, but if you're just kind of dead, you should still show up.
Yeah. Well, our fourth host is here tonight, and so I expect things to get spicy, and
I don't want to know how Lauren has evidence
Well, yeah,
about the spray tan.
that begs
Yeah.
makes me wonder, how does she have evidence of
Yeah.
his spray tan?
Okay. She's okay. All right.
I just don't know who performed this. This is becoming a saga now. It's the
It
legend
is.
of Black Rob spray tan.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed last week's episode, because we had a lot of fun doing that. So, what's weird is that we don't get any. Rarely do we get any comments on the videos, but there's
Right.
people watch it, but they
Yeah.
don't comment. Why don't people comment anymore? Why
I
don't
don't
they
know
do? I don't know.
because they're having a good time reading all of our listeners' live comments.
There you go. There you go. And when Lauren gets her gets her mojo on, then the things get pretty spicy, and we
Yeah.
try to keep up with her. But she is the fourth host, and she is pretty dynamic as far as that goes. So, are you there? Did you fall
I'm
asleep?
here.
Oh,
No, I'm waiting. I didn't know where we were going.
let's do this thing, man. Let's do it. Let's go.
I was along for the ride there for a second, Ken.
No, just let's do it. I'm ready. Donovan is taking it
All right.
tonight, and I say we go.
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, big happenings up in Seattle. We talked about that last week, right?
We did.
A little bit. All that hoopla going on up there, but now the chief is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about that.
Mhm.
Chief is gone.
Yep. Yep.
Good. Seattle.
That is
Chief
good news. Yeah.
He got.
I had a couple Madison coppers reach out to me just saying congratulations. So
He came from Madison. In what state was that?
Wisconsin. Yep.
And they didn't like him there.
They didn't like him there, and now they seem to be stuck with the same type of chief. So Madison
So
can't take it.
apparently he got. The rumor was he got fired. Seattle PD chief got fired, but then he ended up getting able to resign. But he got a pretty good.
Well, so walking away with some pocket change,
Yeah.
about $700,000 worth of pocket change. When you do the math,
$700,000.
when you do the math, yeah, about 700,000. I think his hourly rate, if I read it right, was like $136 an hour.
Yeah, $136.
Yeah,
that really-
an hour. An hour.
An hour. Is that really a lot of money in police chiefing?
Well, what was he making? Like 340 something a year.
Oh, okay.
So that's some good change for a chief, you know.
That
So he got paid 18 months of his salary for walking away, plus some other things.
did you know? This is a comparison. I don't know what chiefs get paid. The personnel department general manager in 2018 was making $200 an hour.
That's at LAPD or
LA City personnel
LA
department.
City.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, I think we're still talking about the tan here. Yes, public
I think so.
information.
Yeah.
Because I believe so. So yeah, he got ousted. But somebody in the news was complaining that he was going to a lot of conferences. He was gone 7 times. And wait,
Well, his family, he's got an he's got some sort of residence in Chicago because that's where his family lives. His kid and his wife. So he's been flying back there quite a bit, it sounds like. So
did he have those problems in Madison when he was there?
he's had all sorts of problems. He's had all sorts of problems.
I don't. I didn't hear about him, but I do know. Isn't he the chief that got hired by Seattle, but he failed his poly?
Failed his polygraph. Yes.
So how does that work? How does that work? If you're a chief and you fail your poly, and a lot of people don't pass their polys and they don't get hired, how does that work?
You have someone else make the decision, so then you're not on the hook for it. He
But
wasn't making any hiring or firing decisions. No way that he was. But
is it true?
What?
Is it true that that Seattle? Do you have to pass your poly? Does a regular Joe have to pass their poly?
No, I mean, every state that requires a polygraph, and I haven't seen any state have anything other than this. If they require a polygraph, it is you're required to take a polygraph. That's it.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to
Doesn't say
pass.
you have to pass it. Again, a polygraph is just a tool in the tool belt of a background investigator. Because again, polygraphs aren't 100%. We know that. So you want to use the polygraph to verify or discredit something or just prove that they're telling the truth. Whatever you want to use it for. But
So most agents, even if the state requires a poly, because not now California doesn't require a poly,
right.
but every state that you know, if there's a poly given, there's no requirement to pass it.
If there's anything on the books that says that they have to take a polygraph, nothing says that they have to pass it. It generally just says they have to submit to a polygraph.
Okay.
Again, it's a tool. It really is. And I've had people that they took the polygraph, they failed. I did some more investigation, proved that the failure was a bad read, sent them back, and they got it cleared.
So what's the big deal about the poly then? Why are some departments they're like, oh, you failed the poly, you're not going to go to the next thing?
They're just not educated. They're not educated.
Why not?
Because their background investigators aren't educated.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And they're being miseducated by polygraph examiners who think that they're God.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Because before with LAPD, the poly, it was a moving goalpost.
Mm-hmm.
You could like have a problem with the poly, but somebody said it was okay, and then they didn't like it. So it just depends on the agency. But
I mean, well, hold on. I mean, if you have a polygraph and they fail the polygraph, and then they admit to lying during the polygraph, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
But it's those where, like the one I was talking about, just all the information I had pulled in the background investigation, because we used to do our polygraphs at the end. The failure on what the polygraph examiner said that they failed on made 0 sense. So I did more investigation, was able to come up with, hey, this makes absolute 0 sense, sent them back through, and they came out clear. Some departments would just do the investigation further, say, nope, we're good, and then just not even re-polygraph them. Just go ahead and just push them through for hire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you got to do something. If they fail and you want to do your best to keep them on, you've got to do something. You can't just say, well, I'm just going to ignore the polygraph. You got to do something. Otherwise, you're going to set yourself up for liability. But
well, looks like our first question is
this is the guy that worked a side hustle, right? Live in the city. There was no side hustle going on whatsoever with him. Not one bit. Didn't have a second family. Everything's on the up and up with that.
The fact that she thought about that made me go, oh,
right?
Well, what? Does he have a second family?
Yeah. No, when he moved from the Wisconsin area out to Seattle, he only has everyone knows his family over in the Illinois, Wisconsin area. But what they did then is they appointed an interim chief who has a family in Illinois still living there.
So he's not, but isn't he a current? He's currently with Seattle though, right?
Yeah, he's with Seattle. Yeah, he's the old Beloit, city of Beloit chief of police.
You know, they were really, and I'm not trying to get into any kind of whatever here, but there were a lot of people complaining that the guy got fired because he was black, and a lot of the city leaders were all pissed off about that. Mm-hmm. But the two so there wasn't there a Hispanic deputy chief after Carmen Best who was black?
Adrian Diaz. He was
Adrian
he was
Diaz.
promoted to chief. Yeah.
So it was Carmen Best, Adrian
hmm
Diaz, and
hmm
then this guy, right?
Yeah.
So two of the last three chiefs were black, and
Yep.
so
Yep.
they're saying he got fired because of that. And I
Correct.
have a hard time in Seattle believing it. And now they're pushing for another chief, and the interim chief is black.
It's black. Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if I have faith that they're hiring to with experience or to their ability based on the fact if they are not taking applicants that just aren't the
Well,
right.
I mean, the fact of the matter is they have quality candidates internally who have been with the city of Seattle for years. And I don't know why they insist on going outside. Even for the interim, they have in the administration right now as assistant chiefs, they have probably 2 or 3 people who've grown up in Seattle.
Mhm.
Be perfect candidates. I don't know why they went this route with another person who's got a family over in Illinois, going to cause all sorts of questions. No clue. No clue.
And are these other candidates, do they fit the criteria?
I'm going to say they're qualified. If you want to go on your road, yeah, they do.
Okay. So
Yeah,
there are better
I mean,
candidates just based on how good they are as cops.
absolutely,
Mm,
absolutely, and that's
okay.
what infuriates me because there are a lot. The majority of Seattle Police Department is a great department, but once politicians stick their nose in, that's when the problems happen.
Well, I don't understand how that can qualify you just based. Why aren't they just saying, let's look at all the candidates? Because by that criteria, you, who are an outstanding police officer, don't qualify.
No,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Just say.
that's that's what they want. That's the way they want to roll in Seattle. They got great candidates. No matter how you want to look at it, if they're going to look at the DEI or whatever, they have great candidates if you go that route. They just, in general, they have quality candidates in that department to take that job on, and they refuse to look at it.
Um,
That's what I mean, Lauren, is go by the book. Higher quality.
uh, what is this? The police department? You know what? Can you expand on this, Lauren, on this particular comment? I need more information before I can answer that question. Because I do, and but yeah, Seattle needs to get their stuff together. Needs to decide who's the best candidate, not based on anything else, but they're the best candidate.
Yeah. I mean, you look at all the big departments, and politics are just making these departments look horrible. LAPD, New York, Chicago, Seattle, they all look horrible because of politics.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the officers suffer, and citizens suffer because of it. And it's
yeah,
aggravating
yeah. At the
because
end of the
everyone wants
day,
to bow down and kiss someone's butt.
yeah. Um, well, cool. Should we get into tonight's topics?
Hey, let's get into it. Tonight, I wanted to go over because we have all of our, wanting to become a cop, and you get differing opinions. Ken, I want to know your opinion on this. Hold on, Lauren's got her explanation. Well, hold on, I'll slow down.
You're asking why they can't hire more qualified people. That would mean they're going by the book, a standard. And as Donovan said, it's politics. And we're talking about the chief's job or just police officers. And they're being weaponized by the enemy. This is true. Lauren's kind of got her finger on the pulse of all this stuff
Yeah,
too.
I don't know that I would be weaponized by the enemy because there's really no enemy in the game. I mean, it's all citizens. Everyone's pushing for what they want. It's just someone has to pull their head out of their butt and think, all right, let's just make a rational thought here.
Yeah. To answer to respond to that, she's talking about all positions. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as far as Seattle goes, there was in 2020, 2021, there was a city council member who's a progressive member, and they were having a budget crisis. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, Donovan, but they're having a budget crisis, and they were talking about laying off police officers. And
Mm-hmm.
the city council member wanted to lay off people based on race. This was
Yes.
public. It was in the news, and there could be a police officer with 10, 15 years on who was white.
Mm-hmm.
And this city council member thought it was a good idea to just lay off people who had seniority, but they were the wrong color.
Yes.
This is how it works. And so when you go in the opposite direction for hiring, they have a lot more latitude when it comes to hiring who they want to hire based on whatever. And so politics plays everything in Seattle when it comes to who they want to hire, period. Did I
Yep.
get that right?
100%.
Yeah. But that was
You're
a
100% correct.
what a stupid idea for someone to float to be completely to go against civil service rules, contracts, and to float the idea of laying people off because they're white officers. A 15-year copper, and you got a 3-year, or even a probationer who's a person of color, but they wanted to lay off the senior officer because of the color of their skin. I think that's what we're talking about. And when it comes to the other positions, like chief positions and things like that, absolutely 1000% politics. The city council is already weighing in on the next chief.
Yeah,
So
the crazy part is not one city council member supported the firing of the chief. Not
no,
one.
no, and they're the mayor has a right to do whatever she wants, but
Mm-hmm.
the city council is not on board, and they control the purse strings, and there's a lot of political pressure. But what a joke!
Yep. Yep. It is becoming a comedy of errors, and I feel bad for all the officers that are working there.
Yep.
Not just the good administrators too. There's a lot of good people up there. But let's get into this, Ken.
All right.
Let's watch a video to start with, and then we'll get into the conversation. So Lauren will enjoy this
All right,
video.
Lauren, you're on.
No, not this one. Let's see. This one. That's what I want.
Okay.
If someone is offended by your talking, then we have a problem. Like,
So you shut us down. For
no,
talking
if
or
they
speech.
are offended by
care
your
if they're offended.
speech, okay, then I'll write you the ticket and then we'll go from there.
Wait, you're going to take us for offensive speech?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you going to cite us for
You have to
offensive
call disorderly
speech?
conduct.
That's, no. Conduct.
This is the conduct
I'm
that
a
you're
retired
doing.
police officer.
All right. We've seen enough of her. Let's get into it, Ken.
So this was a street preacher, if I'm not mistaken.
Street preacher, yes.
And
Wanted
the
to
guy's
just
talking-
preach, and it's at I think it was a LGBTQ
Oh, that's
parade
right.
or something like that. Yeah. Wow. Lauren just gets nasty right away.
That could be a problem. The not having a neck is a definite problem.
It is a problem,
but-
yes. Yeah. Big problem.
So this guy was proclaiming the name of Jesus on the
Yes.
public sidewalk.
Yes.
This police officer comes up to him because it's an LGBTQ alphabet event,
Yes.
and says that his speech is offensive on public property,
Mm-hmm.
and that she's going to write him a disorderly conduct ticket. Tell me about this, Donovan.
So if someone complains that his speech is offensive, and I think if you go through this, it came down to like him saying that a man was a man, misgendered someone, she would write him a ticket. And then, I mean, we could go through this. The sergeant shows up and agrees. So why I'm bringing this up and why we're going to talk about this a little bit and how ridiculous this is, and we'll tear it down, but people who get into this profession, some people have the thought process that if my department doesn't send me to training, I don't need more training. that I'm not going to pay for my own training.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's going on here is basic stuff, super basic. But as cops, do we need to be continually reminded of this stuff? Absolutely. My big thing is that don't rely on your department, as possibly this person did, that your department's going to continue to train you and keep you up to date. Court rules change all the time. Unfortunately for this officer, the court rule that she's trying to go against was established in 1983.
1983. And do you remember what rule this was?
I do. I jotted down the court case. Let me find it here. That one was U.S. versus Grace.
And what did it say?
Basically saying that you have First Amendment rights on public sidewalks, streets, and parks, that they cannot be taken away from you. So
Yeah.
public street, public sidewalk, public park. Doesn't matter if someone pays a permit to be there. They cannot control who comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Supreme Court says that's what it is.
And he wasn't in the actual event.
He hadn't gotten in yet. She stopped him from going in.
And so she was stopping him outside because a lot of times the officers try to claim that that they rented this, even if it's a public space, they rented it for the day, so it's actually kind of pseudo private property.
Right.
Let's see what's going on here. Donovan, this is the enemy I was referring to, and then the no neck girl gets empowered because she said she has no neck. That's the problem. She was pissed off. So yeah.
Right. But again, Lauren, to go back to in law enforcement, we have no enemies. We're there to protect everyone. The officers should be protecting the people's rights at the event and the preacher's rights as well.
But
that's what it comes down to.
If she has no neck, can she have a chip on her shoulder?
Yeah, she's got shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she can't be she can't have a pain in the neck. You could never be a pain in the neck to her.
She could be a pain in my neck, but not a pain in her neck.
Right. You can't be a pain in her neck. So
we should ask her, have you ever had neck pain? And if she says, no, I've been good the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Rob is MIA. Black Rob is MIA today. He's called in sick because he has to do police work, which is really, we'll give it to him, I guess, tonight. But
No.
Donovan, I agree. However, these are the people they want to be police officers.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, she probably joined with that kind of attitude. I don't think the police department radicalized her, to be anti-First Amendment.
And if I remember right, this is not her first time on video preventing people from going into an event, a street preacher.
They try to do this. But the problem is, Rob got a spray tan.
I can't wait for Rob to get back. I got to hear about the spray tan.
When Rob gets back, we have to actually hit him up about this because I'm very, very curious. And
I know.
It sounds like Lauren has the scoop, and I want to know what's going on. The problem with this is that we're talking about the Constitution.
Absolutely.
And police officers, really, you should know the Constitution. You should know the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, because all that.
Fauci knows the Fifth Amendment.
Fauci knows. That was the Fifth Amendment.
Yep.
Self-incrimination. So when it comes to First Amendment rights, police officers cannot put themselves out like that, like this lady did. So what's the real scoop on this? Did she actually write him a ticket?
I believe she did.
Oh,
and I think the outcome is they ordered her to get additional training.
Oh, so all right. So what can we put that video back up because Job is wondering about it. Here, we'll spray we'll give you the scoop on the Fort Worth PD video.
Let me bring this back here. Let me put that there.
This is
Pardon me. I got my gorilla monkey hands going here. Okay, that one. There we go.
If someone is offended by your talking, then we have a problem.
citizenship. You shut us down. For the
No,
content
if
of our
they
speech.
are offended
don't
by
care
your
if they're
speech,
offended.
okay, then I'll write you the ticket and we'll go from there.
Wait, you're going to take us for offensive speech?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you going to cite us for
Yes, it's
offensive
called disorderly
speech?
conduct.
That's no. Conduct.
This is the
And we'll leave it there. I think he's got the idea. Disorderly conduct for offensive speech.
Fifth Amendment, fifth.
The Fifth Amendment, yes.
So, Job, what's happening here is this street preacher was out at an LGBTQ event. He wasn't inside the event, and he was preaching the word of God and talking about Jesus and such, and saying that only men can be men, something like that. And then this police officer comes up and sticks her foot in her mouth because she doesn't know the First Amendment. Is that correct, Donovan?
That's correct, yes. 100%. 100%.
That's-
The chief had to go on TV, put out a public apology for this. I mean, this thing was out like wildfire across the internet. I mean, the First Amendment auditors, this was gold to them. This is absolute gold. And yeah, I mean, in reality, Lauren is really saying the truth here. I clicked on it already, Ken.
Okay.
Throwing shit at the wall and see what's going to stick. She wanted to get him out of there, so do anything she can, and making stuff up.
I'm wondering if she had an agenda.
Who knows? I'm not going to make any assumptions.
Yeah. But you can't lay yourself out like that, though.
You can't. And I think, and I watched another video, and I'm almost positive it was her. Someone even asked if she was part of the LGBTQ community, and she's like, I will not talk about that while I'm working.
Yeah. And then what happened with Fort Worth? First, Fort Worth came out and said, yeah, good to go. And then didn't the chief come out and go, oh, excuse us, we made a mistake?
Yep. He did a whole public apology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the First Amendment.
and that's because he's got that used car dealer buying lateral officers.
What does that mean?
Your recruiting video from last week. Remember him?
Oh, that was
Used car
Fort Worth.
Yeah, that was Fort Worth. That's why the whole time I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about that video. And Fort Worth has had, I mean, if you look up First Amendment auditors, Fort Worth is being hammered by them.
Oh, they were
years.
so fun. They weren't funny on this video. They were funny on the last video.
They were not very funny on this video. No, they were not.
Yeah. That basically First Amendment auditors, there's videos out where people these guys, I think they're kind of idiots. A lot of times they'll stand out on sidewalks pointing they go around the country and they point the camera inside a store. Just a store. It has nothing to do with nothing. And they'll wait for the people to come out and they'll go, say, hey, what's going on? Why are you filming inside our store? Oh, just because we want to. They go in there to make people uncomfortable because they can stand on a sidewalk and film inside a public, a store. And they just do it to piss people off. This is not the case with this guy. But I guarantee you, if this Fort Worth officer, well, I can't guarantee you, but I'm going to gather that if she got a call in front of a place that was maybe to her liking, and somebody called and said, hey, they're filming us, and they come in and she goes, yeah, not a problem. But if a guy preaches about God on the public sidewalk, he's going to get a disorderly conduct ticket.
Yep. They will.
Yeah. We have an interruption here. Commercial break. We have a question, Donovan. Please answer.
All right. Ooh, I'll let you start with that one, Ken.
Does deleting a social media account before a background investigation look weird? My personal opinion is that not really. I mean, how is anybody... What if a background investigator, Donovan, goes and he goes, hey, so did you delete your social media account? And the person goes, yeah, I wanted to just clean it all up before I started my background. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a little iffiness on that. You'd be wondering, why did you do that? I mean, give some good explanation at least why you did it, why you took the time to delete stuff. I mean, I mean, wouldn't you be suspicious of it, Ken?
I would just my suspicion probably goes as far as there was probably some knucklehead stuff on there, and you didn't want to be embarrassed. That's how my mind works.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Yes.
I wouldn't get super suspicious about it. You know.
Well, I mean, you're still kind of wondering in the back of your head what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, your spidey senses go up because you go, "What's happening here? Why did you just do that?" Where it would be a lot better if you said, "Yeah, a year ago I deleted it all because I mean it was just stupid, immature, high school, whatever," and then
Right.
no one's going to get excited about it. But if you do it the day before your meet and greet interview, then it might have some suspicion to it.
Yeah, you're right. I'll
What
give you
about
that,
this
Ken.
one? What about this question? Can BIs even see a deleted account? No.
No, we have no more power than Joe Blow citizen to look at that stuff.
Yeah. Although we did have we did a really cool interview with Justin from Guardian Technologies. They do the PHS. They do a PHS online. A lot of agencies use Guardian Technologies. They're like ESOF for the online applications. And he was saying that they have a social media crawler, don't they?
They do.
How does that work?
So it goes out. It does the job that a person normally would spend hours on. It goes out and it will find anything that is open to the public on the internet and on social media. So you still have to have the person's name. It helps if you have their profile names, all that kind of stuff, because then it looks specifically for that. But it will do those searches as well to, to specifically see what was going on, if they can find the stuff. So
Yeah. So, let's see. I deleted it yesterday because I've matured. It was just a coincidence.
oh,
It was just a coincidence that it happened yesterday. That is a good question though, with regard to social media, because a lot of times people, they just don't pay attention. And one thing you need to pay attention to on that is, for instance, Facebook. Facebook allows people to tag you, and it could be something you don't even have to know about it, and it shows up on your page, and it may be something that's completely stupid.
Not 100% true. If you have the setting, if you set it properly, you have
that's
to
right.
prove
That's right.
if it's gonna allow you to tag. But what I tell the anyone coming through the process is, at the very minimum, make your accounts only viewable to friends and family. Unless you have a reason to broadcast everything out there, you are not going to be a social media influencer. You are not going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Make it only accessible to friends and family. That way, little side tip, BIs can't get at the stuff unless someone screen captures it and then posts it somewhere. But friends and family make it all nice, clean. There's no question then about deleted videos or anything or deleted content. It's still there. It's just no one except your friends and family can see it now.
Yeah, and a lot of times candidates will just delete their social media accounts. But
Right.
if you don't, if you use it for family and friends and things like that, for instance, Facebook, go through your Facebook, make a fake profile and go on there and visit your own profile and see what's actually available, because you'd be shocked how many of your photos anybody can see because you didn't post them as private.
Yep.
Let me see here. It was a weird thing to delete. It was a weird thing to delete or make private when going through top secret and secret clearance background checks within the military. Certain military schools also screen your social media accounts. Yeah. That's kind of serious business nowadays, because you catch a lot of bad guys. How many times have you seen somebody does something bad? I mean, I'm talking bad, like In-N-Out in Idaho, let's say. And a ton of times they got stuff on their social media that just already says what was going to happen. And a lot of people use that as a sounding platform for their grievances and things. And so that's why social media is a big deal.
Yeah, really is.
Incredible film, gentlemen. Are you talking about the video from Fort Worth? Is that what the film was? Or not sure. Let us know. Yeah. So as far as Fort Worth goes, that was a bunch of garbage. If you're going to be a police officer, you might want to bone up on the First Amendment and see where people can actually say things. I mean, the funny thing about this police officer, let's say that like a First Amendment First Amendment auditor, like ones from LA, and they love to try and get under the officers' skins. That's all they do is they rove around. They probably have police scanners, and they listen to where calls are, and they go there, and all they do is they go there to harass officers. So if this Fort Worth officer, let's say that she is at a call and a First Amendment auditor comes and just starts getting on her and talking about her, making personal insults and insulting their, what they're going to do to their family and their children and all that, does she cite them for what did she say? Not disturbing speech.
Disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
Offensive
Offensive
speech.
speech, and it would be disorderly conduct if someone's offended by it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We try and do our best here.
User J6W6S. We had to get his name out there, or her name out there, whoever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate that. We tried our very best to.
I got more videos, Ken.
Let's go. I'm ready for this.
I'm gonna let you do this now. You choose Colorado or Washington State.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Washington State.
Hold on, let's get back to user. Give me the next comment that user J6W6S. All right, full disclosure. My daughter flew in this weekend from Wisconsin, and I literally spent all day Saturday, all day Sunday at the pool with her. So I got a lot of good sun, unfortunately.
Good.
Didn't get burned.
Good for you. You look a little tannish.
So let me set this up for you, all right? This is right around COVID time. I think it's just after COVID kicked in. Washington State has a centralized police academy in Burien, Washington by SeaTac Airport.
Okay.
And for years, I started in Washington State in 1996. We said, you need to lock this campus down. You need to put up no trespassing signs, all that stuff. They refused to. They have an agreement with the city that the campus will remain open for citizens to walk on the track, all this kind of stuff. We said, this is dangerous. You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
One day, guess who rolls on the campus but a First Amendment auditor?
What?
Rolls on the campus. I'm not even going to start. He was out on the basketball court. He videoed the basketball backboards. They had thin blue lines on them. Well, that was a big bone of contention. So those had to come down after this whole video. But then none of the doors were locked at that time. All the doors were open. He walked into a building and just starts walking around and filming, and that's where we're going to pick up.
Inside the building for the academy.
Inside where classes are going on, classroom classes, defensive tactics, all that stuff. Here's where we go. Let me bring this here. Sorry, I'm not Ken. Takes me a minute. And he literally shut down the campus then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Pop up. There we go. Oh, of course. Now I'm going to get the swirling thing of death. Uh-oh. Why do I have no sound, Ken?
When you say to share it, you have to say share the sound. Oh.
You got the sound now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one of the employees.
People walk through here all the time, and you can't disrupt the training. He's just got in maybe about 3 minutes earlier, and he hasn't done anything but walk through the hallway with his camera. So already the police officer.
We're gonna jump ahead.
Speaking about policy, he's saying he has to check in.
There we go. Go in here.
Well, I didn't give my name.
This is the interim director right now.
Actually, I wanted to get into.
Hold on a second. I just want to figure out why you're here.
I don't want you to touch me, sir.
Okay, I just want to know.
I'm.
So already, ladies and gentlemen, outside of California, we have prior restraint. Within California, it's the Bay now.
Okay, we're gonna stop here. This guy, I just grabbed this quick, and he keeps talking. But so the guy that was just talking to me who had that plaid shirt on, he is currently the interim director. He was the assistant director at the time, and no one could make a decision whether he had a right to be there or not. They were trying to ask him to leave. They were saying he's trespassing. Now, this is the number 2 person in the state for law enforcement training, telling him that he needed to go. There was nothing that said he couldn't be there. It was public property. The state paid for the rent on that building. I think they actually own the building. Nothing said they couldn't be there. No doors were locked. No reason not to be there.
But aren't there areas inside public buildings, like I've seen before, where First Amendment auditors have gone into buildings, the government buildings, but they're behind a glass, the glass counter, and there's doors. You can't get in. They can't get in there.
They can't get in there, but there wasn't anything like that.
But
this literally was like a grade school building. Nothing, there was he could walk in the doors, just open up the door and walk in. The most bizarre, I mean, when I watched it, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then there was a person who taught criminal procedure, taught First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, all that stuff to the recruits, could not even say whether he could be there or not.
Wow. So you need signs.
And again, for years, we said you need to do, as soon as this was over with, the key card readers went on all the doors. All the doors are posted, no trespassing, training going on, all this kind of stuff. So we got away from that. But it took one First Amendment auditor to come in, cause havoc. And again, the training staff, and I wasn't there at the time, the training staff, I had to say that real quick. I was not there because I would have said he has all the right in the world to be here. But they couldn't even say with any certainty if he could be there or not.
But how did they get rid of him?
He finally just decided, I'm done. He walked through the whole building, recorded the whole building, and walked out.
Wow. And what did we learn from that?
Listen to the people who know what they're talking about. Lock the building down if it's police training, for God's sakes. Because there were literally, our recruits were in there doing their training in defensive tactics in one of those, like in that building, the whole center of the building is a gym. That's where defensive tactics goes on. And the only one who's armed there are all the training officers. They're the only ones who are armed. So there's only maybe 10, 15 training officers there. Most of them in classrooms, except for the ones who are dealing with this guy. But most of them weren't even armed.
But somebody could walk in there. That should be a secure location. Somebody could walk in there with a gun.
We're saying that for years. Yes, absolutely.
Of all the places to be wide open.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. But again, that comes with, that woke mentality.
Here's a question for Donovan. In public or state-owned properties, it's fair game to walk around and film unless there's signs or declarations of privacy security, right?
That's correct. Sitting outside, like you said, there's that glass window. You can stand outside that and record. There's nothing that says you can't. It's First Amendment. You're in a public space.
But at what point does somebody, they're not disturbing the peace per se. Mm-hmm. They're going in there and they're going, yeah, this is nice. I'm going to look at this. And they've gone into these places and they look, oh, look, a pamphlet. Yeah, that's a nice pamphlet. I'm going to take some pamphlets. And they act absolutely harmless. Yep. When they're filming. How do you get them to leave?
If you engage with them, guess what? You're doing exactly what they want. If they're in a free space not causing any harm and they're just recording, leave them alone. They'll get bored and leave. They are looking for that engagement. They want to trip you up. They want the dollars. They want to be able to sue you or the city or whoever it is to try to get some money. That's what they're looking for. Yeah. If you ignore them, they'll go away.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with these First Amendment auditors that target police. I mean, these people they've got to have no life, no job. That's all they do. There's one guy in LA who's just a total tool, and he does that all day long. And all he does is he gets and calls officers names, trying to get under their skin to see if they'll react. But these guys, they go in there with the intent to piss off people. That's the only thing that they do. And when it comes to cops are much less have much less the ability. This is an interesting question too, and I'm going to see what everybody thinks about this. You guys chime in on this one, but cops don't get to react. If somebody these First Amendment auditors, if they were just standing in the corner harassing people and getting in their faces and calling them names and things like that, they would probably get punched out. But cops have to take it all day long, all day long. And I'm wondering, what do you guys think about that? Should cops be able to have had enough? Or there should be a law that you can't harass people, period, including cops? Yeah, look at this. It sounds like a fun job.
Ken's going to become a First Amendment auditor.
Become the First Amendment auditor, man. Yeah, and while that place being wide open is definitely a security issue, a crazy person could walk in and start shooting it up. That's what I'm saying.
We made that argument for literally decades.
So what's going on? What's the status today?
The building is actually secured now, key card access.
Okay.
If anyone wants to come in who is not part of either the academy class or staff, they have to check in at a desk that they have to get buzzed into. Outside the outer border, it says that, campus is closed from whatever to whatever for police training. So even the public knows that they should not be there walking on the track, all that kind of stuff. There are places or things in place now in order to deal with these auditors. So they can't just come on now.
Yeah. User says cops should be able to take these auditors to jail. It's a weird thing because there's the First Amendment, man, the First Amendment covers all kinds of speech.
Right.
And the one thing that I remember being a cop in LA years and years ago. And the reason that, that cops in LA, this was years ago, the cops in LA don't, if you get an accident with somebody and they, ran a stop sign or whatever, we weren't able to cite the violator because the rule was police officers right of way can't be violated. And so people could crash into you and all kinds of stuff. Cops never sued them, never took them to court, never, made a claim against their insurance or anything because they were covered by the department. Right. But you could run into a cop all day long. The same thing with these people yelling at cops on the street. I believe Florida and maybe another state has a new law where you have to stay within 15 feet of a police officer.
Florida is it 15 or is it 25? It's
maybe 15, 25.
It's one of the best laws out there right now.
Yeah. But because the reason they come up with that, because if you look at a lot of the videos of especially LAPD officers, there are people literally in their face.
Yep.
And most people, if you go up to someone on the street, some stranger, and you get within 3 feet of them, that's personal space. But for some reason, these people love to do it to cops. And if you put your hands on them and say, hey, man, personal space, you want to get away from me? I feel threatened. I feel like my safety is of concern. And you push them away. Oh, my gosh, if a cop does that. People get all excited. And for some reason, they think cops can be punching bags.
That's what they think.
Let's see here. They're auditing for no good reasons in most cases. It's an attempt to get the police or state workers to lose their cool and then get sued and maybe lose their jobs, where anybody else, normal person would go off, man, on these people.
Yep.
I remember being a cop in LA back in the day, Ken, 1917.
Oh wow, he jumped on it now too, Ken.
What are you channeling Black Rob tonight? Why people pick on me? I understand. I got told the other day that I look 50, and I took that because I feel like I look younger than I are. So, in fact, as a matter of fact, I just got done on the treadmill today and did a workout on with weights. So I'm in a lot better shape than a lot of people are. So I got
So many things I could say, Ken. I'm just gonna let you go with the. Yeah, Ken worked out today. How's that?
Yeah, because I work out. I work out a lot. And
All
I'm
right, let's go.
healthy and happy.
Let's go to Colorado.
Let's do Colorado now.
I don't know if you've seen this one. How much time? Where are we at time wise? Okay, we're good.
We're okay.
Okay, this one's good.
Well, thank you, user.
What's this in your back pocket?
Oh, I remember
I
this.
just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational age. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes,
I'm
sir.
here.
I was
You
investigating.
have reasonable.
Do you want me to
articulated
put you in
suspicion.
handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You
Well,
don't
have you
to.
ensured that it's
Properly.
not a firearm?
No, you keep
Right.
turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be.
Can't print a super large model because your printer size is
I don't know why all of a sudden we hopped to that, but we'll get out of it. But
Because
that was a big uh-oh.
commercial
Yeah,
free.
no, I don't pay for YouTube. Anyway, that was a big uh-oh, huh?
Well, what does she mean? What does she say? Something like, unless you have. What does she say? And she goes, yeah, I do.
Reasonable suspicion.
And
And
you
she said,
can't.
yeah, I do.
Oh, she said because she wants to make sure he's carrying the gun properly.
Yeah.
I don't know if any CCW thing where it says you must carry this in a holster, that's approved or something like that. No, Nick girl.
Well, you looked at that thing in his back pocket. It didn't look like a gun. It looked like a fold-up cane.
Yeah. But what's the deal with she has to do a check to see if he's carrying it properly? What is that?
I don't know. But ultimately, he ended up getting arrested.
That's right.
He got arrested.
That's
He
right.
went to jail, and he ended up getting some money.
Yeah. Because that was ridiculous. So if
Yeah.
you were a cop and you saw, I can't even wrap my head around, because I'm sure that state has CCW, or it doesn't look like it's open carry, but I'll bet you even, well, you know what? Never mind. He wasn't even carrying a gun.
He wasn't, not at all. And he was on lunch from jury duty. He was coming back to the courthouse from eating lunch to go back to jury duty.
What did she arrest him for?
I can't remember. It might have been disorderly conduct or something.
Man, that's a good way to lose money. I saw that video. That man definitely was harassed afterwards. As soon as she found out that he didn't have a gun, it was a fold-out cane. Yeah, man, because that looked like contempt of cop.
Should have been, thank you, have a nice day. But then a supervisor rolled up as well and just went along with it. If she was so concerned it was a gun, how did he pull that cane out so fast?
Yeah.
If she thought it was a gun, how did that cane even come out? How did it come out? She should have had control of his hands, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
obviously-
holy mackerel.
If she was so afraid or in fear for her safety that he had a gun, and you can't I can't even wrap my head around this. Dude was a patriot, served in the military, and was there at duty. Yeah, he's doing his civic duty.
That's right. That's right. This man was harassed and there was no need for it whatsoever. Even if she thought it was a gun, as soon as she noticed it was a cane, it should have been, hey, sir, very sorry. I am so sorry. Here's my business card. Would you like my boss's business card? I really apologize for any delay. Should have been just doing everything under the sun to fix the problem instead of, hey, let's ramp it up a little bit.
Yeah. And I wonder if the cop was punished for that. I'm wondering too.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. I know the city got sued.
Yeah. That I wonder too, because I think that besides having some training for her and the sergeant, I think it's important to hold people accountable, especially for civil liberties and constitutional stuff. Man, you know what city that is?
I'm trying to find out right now.
Donovan's looking for the information right now. I'm going to waste time. Let's see.
You waste time.
Um, Job says it's so simple to apologize and keep it professional once you realize you were mistaken. Seriously, can somebody swallow their pride, especially if you know you're stepping all over yourself? And if you know you're stepping all over yourself and you kind of go, oh, you know what? I'm going to get in trouble for this, something bad. Why don't I just smooth it over, talk to the guy, apologize, and say, hey, man, I made a big mistake. I screwed up. And like that. Why can't you do that? But I don't think if they arrested him, I don't even know why they arrested him. You started the what do you call it? The contact with the guy, and then he proves you wrong, and then you arrest him. What is that? And you're not even
crazy.
You're wrong in what you did. So what we're saying tonight is a lot of these officers don't know the Constitution, and they think that if somebody points it out to them and corrects them on it, they think that's an offense. And then, oh, here we go. There we are. This is exactly what I'm saying, Lauren. Pride, arrogance, and entitlement will make you overplay your hand. That is exactly what I'm saying. Because if you're going to be a cop and you get proven wrong because somebody offended you by challenging you using the law, then you need to suck that up, because you're wrong for one thing. And when it comes to constitutional things, if you screw up enough, that could cost your city, your county, your state millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
Big time. Let's see. It's hard to find anything on this.
Lauren says, Donovan, do you see the enemy?
Lauren, I'm going to keep going back to, it's just the politically correct thing to say is we don't have any enemies in law enforcement. We all work together.
I'm retired. I have to say anything I want.
You have to keep it up. You have to keep it up. So I can't tell if it was Boulder. It's hit and miss on where it is.
Yeah.
Was it Colorado?
Job says there's no way to hide nowadays. There's cameras everywhere. True story. Swallow your pride, apologize, and be on your way. Hopefully the citizen doesn't take it any further with a formal complaint. That's 100% correct, because you don't even have to have a camera. Body-worn cameras, those videos can be gotten by anybody. They're all over the internet. And if it's a body-worn camera video and you say, hey, the officer did me wrong, all they got to do is request the video and prove it. And this is what happened here. This was her video that was recording. So, not to mention, yes.
No, go ahead. You're fine. I said yes. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. Not to mention all the people that are out there. This is interesting because when you talk about, Job said that there's no way to hide nowadays. There's body-worn cameras for cops. There's people with video cameras on their cell phones. There are cameras on buildings, on houses, Ring doorbells, video security cameras. They're all over the place. And not to mention some of the jurisdictions or cities or states that have flock cameras. Man, I'm telling you, there is zero place to hide nowadays. If you don't want to be seen, just don't go out in public, because you're being videoed no matter where you go. Inside stores, everything.
Yep. You are always being watched.
There is one thing I want to bring up.
What?
So last week, the news came out. The LA District Attorney, Los Angeles District Attorney, filed felony charges. I think it was 15 felony charges against an LAPD officer who surreptitiously recorded audio of his recruitment unit, squad mates, fellow recruitment officers, other LAPD officers for, I want to say it was for months, and he had hundreds of hours of audio. And he decided to go to the news, and then complained to LAPD. He went to the news first because he was trying to claim whistleblower status, because they were talking about, they were making supposedly racist jokes about recruits and other things like that. So it was a big deal. LA Times got a hold of it, and blah, blah, blah. And then he's trying to claim whistleblower status. He already had an attorney when it all came out. So this was all pre-planned. So this has been going on this happened 2 years ago, I think it was. Just last week, the LA County District Attorney filed felony charges against the officer because it's against the law. It's a felony. It's a wobbler. It's a felony or misdemeanor, but they filed like 15, 16 felony charges against the officer for secretly recording his fellow officers in an office, which there's an expectation of privacy inside a private office. And they're jamming him big time. Wow. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up because that's a huge deal. If you think about recording people without their permission, check on your state, because every state has different laws, but I know not a majority, but a lot of them have this a two-party consent state where you have to have the other person's permission before you can audio record them.
Yep.
Yeah. Job says, I appreciate all these examples of what not to do and what to do. Aspiring Leo candidates definitely needs to see these things. This is everyday things first responders deal with. That's the truth, man. That's the truth. Yep. And
so here's the punishment. So this last one was Columbia County Sheriff's Office. The sergeant who assisted with the arrest of this gentleman, Mr. Hodges, was demoted and received a 7-day suspension without pay. Deputy Godey, the one who initially made contact, received a suspension. Both underwent mandatory civil rights training. All criminal charges were dropped. And all I can see is that the county offered him $7,500.
Oh, what?
For pain and suffering, mental anguish, loss of liberty, legal fees, all that kind of stuff. And he said, go away. And it looks like they are not going to disclose how much he actually received.
You know what? If he sued them for civil rights violations,
it's big.
What an insult.
Yeah. So this guy was 62 years old, Navy veteran, had been blind since 1995, and it resulted from a traumatic brain injury from an act of violence in Baltimore. So, man, what a case. What a case.
So the bottom line here, folks, is if you want to be a cop, you better know the Constitution.
Stay up with your training. I mean, sometimes you get when you're out there and you're doing it every day, and you're seeing other people do it, sometimes you get into that whole, well, that's the way someone else is doing it. Just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean they're doing it right. And sometimes we need that reminder every once in a while of, all right, this is really what we should be doing. So if your department's not going to give you training, for the love of God, there's training out there. It's not that expensive. Now they do it online. Get out there and do that training. And there's some great groups that are doing free quality training on this. That first video with the preacher, there's a company that spent 2 hours of free training online going over that case and talking about First Amendment rights and how officers are screwing it up.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the most crucial things you should know as a police officer, the Constitution.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know? And also in your state, that one Colorado officer where she stopped the guy and said, you have a gun, and you need to know your CCW rules in your state as well. You know, for guys if you want to carry a gun in your pocket, knock yourself out. There's no, unless there's some kind of holster requirement, but this wasn't the case with him. Right. And whether I know I've seen videos like Washington State, you don't see it very often, but Washington State is a open carry state. And if you see somebody with a gun on their hip, don't jam them up. It's legal. But
Yeah.
I've seen videos of people say, "Hey, just checking your gun. You may." That's you can't do that. It's against the law.
And
So
Washington State, I mean, if you say, be up to date on the Constitution, be up to date on the federal laws, local laws, Washington State's Constitution has made the whole First Amendment even broader. I mean, the citizens have more privacy rights than anywhere else in the United States.
yeah, probably. Job has a question. How do demotions work in law enforcement? Is there a threshold of mistake that warrants demotion or docking pay instead of firing the officer? Ooh,
That's going to be per agency. They all handle it all differently on how demotions work. Some places will never demote anyone, no matter what they do. Some places will, on the drop of a dime, just demote someone. So, and I've seen some agencies where if you're suspended, if you get a suspension, that you can actually just cash in your vacation time to cover the days of suspension, so you never miss work. Which a suspension is supposed to hit you financially, so you're supposed to be off work without pay. So I never understood why departments allowed that to happen, and they still do allow it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people from LAPD in the upper command and everything that get pissed off because the union, the Police Protective League, if I'm not mistaken, they have an insurance policy that the officers pay into, and if they get suspended, they pay them their full pay.
What?
It's an insurance policy.
That's almost as ridiculous as in Washington State. If you go on strike, not law enforcement, you can't in law enforcement, but anyone else goes on strike in law enforcement, you can collect unemployment if you choose to go on strike. I don't get it.
Yeah, most public service, most police officers can't go on strike. They're precluded from striking.
Yeah.
But in answer to this question also is that demoting someone in law enforcement is it doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. But it has to be pretty serious.
Oh, I've seen it a bunch of times.
Where I come from, not. You don't see people get demoted too often.
Right.
Docking pay, that's a suspension. If you get suspended, like this officer, the one who recorded the coworkers, he actually got from the department, he got a 23-day suspension, which I think is the most days you get suspended without getting fired. So they took him right to the limit.
How do you come up with 23 days? That's odd.
It's because when you get suspended 23 days and you figure the officer only works X amount of hours per month, that could equal X amount of. It's not just 23 days. It goes out over maybe a month or two. I can't remember exactly how the math works.
All right.
So they're off and you're not getting paid for that. When you get suspended, you're not getting paid. So.
And so in LA, do they do like some places where you'll be suspended for 10 days, but they'll let you do 1 day a week?
I think it's all in a row.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Again, it's supposed to be punishment. I worked for some chief who's like, you could just do, not me, but you could do your suspension 1 day per week so that it didn't hit you financially.
Oh no, that's not the
purpose. Not the reason for it. Yeah,
get hit financially is to get hit.
Yeah.
Let me, Job. Let me check on that because that's the last I heard. I know somebody that actually was suspended and they got their money back. So next week, if we're here next week, for sure, I'll check on that and I'll tell you if that's still the case. But that was the last knowledge that I had about it, last information I had about it. So, yeah, this is some stuff that people don't think about when it comes to police work and they're applying to be police officers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good. I appreciate you, Ken, for letting me bring this subject today.
It's very important to Donovan. Donovan, we brought the information to our listening audience. Thanks everybody for being here.
And law enforcement has no enemies.
Law enforcement has no enemies. Is that what we're saying? We have a. Lauren wants to know if you see the enemy yet. And you're
No.
saying there is no enemy.
There's no enemies. We protect everyone.
Yeah. And Job, thank you for being faithful to us on Monday nights and being in the audience with us. And you are very welcome. What did you do?
Sorry, that was oh, we just did it again. I'll stay away. Hands up. Go ahead, Ken. I thought you were busy, so
No. Now what am I doing?
I don't know. My hands are here, Ken. I can't touch anything.
Okay, you're welcome. And Donovan does not see the enemy.
The enemy within. Oh, hey, that was a good movie. The Enemy Within. That was a good movie.
What is this? What is this? I'll explain it to you when you get older. Oh my gosh. I feel like like I think she's challenging you. I think she's challenging you, Donovan, to keep up with her.
I think she is. I don't know. If she's saying I'm young, then I appreciate that.
There you go.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because I was feeling old the past couple of days. So
I was today years old when I did not know there was an enemy from within. I was today years old. All right, guys, we're going to take off here, and we'll see you next week.